Good morning, all of you. We are doing Political Science, chapter number 3, Electoral Politics. Yesterday, we have discussed a case study that is related with state assembly elections in Haryana. Now, what do you mean by elections? Why is it needed in a democracy? So, when we are talking about elections, election is a mechanism through which people can choose their representatives. And that should be at regular intervals. That means fixed period. And people should have a right to change them if they wish to do so. So, in a very simple word, we can understand that election is a system in a democracy to choose our representatives. But when we are talking about democracy or democratic elections, so in any large community, it is not possible for all people to sit together every day and take all the decisions. As we have discussed this in chapter number 1 also, what is democracy, why democracy? Nor is it possible for everyone to have the time and knowledge to take decisions on all matters. So, in most democracies, people choose their representatives who rule on their behalf. And representatives not only in politics, but it is in all spheres of life, also. In classes also. Your monitors are your representatives. Elections are fought on party basis. And the party which gets a majority forms a government. If the government fails to work as per its promises, people can change them. And this change can be brought through elections. So that means elections enable people to have control over the government. Can you imagine a democracy without election? But why elections are essential for representative democracy? In an elections, the voters make many choices. They can choose who will make laws for them. They can choose who will form the government and take major decisions. And they can choose the party whose policies will guide the government and lawmaking. So that means we cannot imagine a democracy without elections. But what makes elections democratic? Elections can be held in many ways. This is true that all democratic countries hold elections. Even non-democratic countries also hold some kind of elections. As we have seen in chapter 1 also, elections are held in China also, only one party system. Elections are held in Pakistan also. But can we call that elections democratic? We cannot really call them democratic elections. So now we will discuss about the conditions of a democratic elections. And the most important feature of democratic elections that everyone should be able to choose Or in a simple word, we can say free and fair elections. That means everyone should have one vote and every vote have equal values. There should be something to choose from. Parties and candidates should be free to contest elections and should offer some real choice to the voters. The choice should be offered at regular intervals. ऐसा नहीं है कि elections कभी 5 साल में, कभी 6 साल में, कभी 8 साल में. So that means they should offer it at regular intervals, regularly after every few years. Next, the candidate preferred by the people should get elected. And last, elections should be conducted in a free and fair manner, where people can choose as they really wish. As we have discussed about some case studies in chapter number 1 in Mexico. So when we see these features, these conditions, it look like very simple and easy conditions. But there are many countries where these are not fulfilled. But in India, we all fulfill these conditions. India, which is the largest democracy of the world and the largest experiment of democracy successfully done in